In this bonus video from my What to Expect When Going Solar series, I'm going to share a very high level explanation of how solar panels and inverters work. There are many different kinds of solar panel manufacturers, and the majority of panels that are being installed in homes in America are tier 1 solar panels. So this means they're a reputable solar panel manufacturer. They're typically monocrystalline solar panels. There are some polycrystalline solar panels that I'm still seeing on the market, but all the panels that I use for my homeowners are monocrystalline tier 1 with warranties that are 25 years for linear production, which means that the production of the solar panel is going to be 25 years or greater. Some of these panels also have 12 to 25 year parts warranties. So that's important to know, but the linear production is really what's important. And if you have signed a solar agreement with a installer that has a production guarantee, you can rest assured that if anything were to go wrong with that solar panel, they will either replace it or they are going to put another solar panel on your roof to bring your solar system back up to production to meet the production guarantee. Let's talk about solar panels. All solar panels, regardless of what the manufacturer is, they all degrade over time. What is degradation? Degradation means that every single year their output is going to reduce by about 0.5%. The first year it can range from 2 to 5%. That's like that initial surge of power being generated in that first year, and then every year after that it should degrade about 0.5%. And once it reaches between 85 to 90% degradation after 25 years, 92.5% for some panel manufacturers, it's going to basically level out and stay there. So over the 25 years, anticipate that you're going to lose about 12.5 to 15% of its energy generation capacity. So the production of the solar energy out of those panels. That's partially why I always encourage homeowners to oversize their systems slightly to build in degradation, especially if they know they're going to be in the house for a very long time, like at least more than 2 decades. If not, then, you don't know if you sell the house and the new homeowners that come into your home, what their usage is going to be like. But at least they're going to walk in with a solar system that's producing energy, that has transferred warranties, and they come in with like a ridiculously reduced energy bill. Imagine if you had a home that had electricity bills of $1,000 a month, and you sold this home to a homeowner and they never asked what the energy costs were for that home, and then they were sticker shocked by $1,000, $1,200 electricity bills. Imagine if you had solar and the new ones came in and they walked in with an operational solar system and they didn't have to deal with expensive energy rates or energy bills from the utility company. It's a huge selling proposition. So just keep that in mind. But all solar panels degrade over time. I like to build in that cushion for that, and just for extra, if it's going to be an extra hot summer and you want to run your air conditioning a little bit longer, you're going to be covered, and it'll be many years until you actually have to pay towards a true up. I did a video on true ups and what to expect with that, but this is just some of the thinking, some of the conversations that I have with my homeowners about oversizing the system slightly to factor in degradation and having a buffer. So all solar panels degrade. They should be tier 1 or premium panels. Premium panels are like the LGs, the Panasonics, and SunPower might be another considered a premium panel. But it's not that they're higher wattage panels, their degradation rate is a little bit slower and their warranties are a little bit better, like meaning full bumper to bumper 25 years. So that's something to think about. The premium obviously is going to be a little bit more than just your standard tier 1 solar panels. And here are my thoughts with that. You might like luxury. You might like the Acuras, the Audis, the Lexus, the Porsches, the BMWs, Mercedes. And if that's you and you want the premium panels, you know you're going to pay a little bit more than if you were to just go with the Honda or the Toyota or the Volkswagen or the Nissan or all the other vehicles that are still, they all accomplish the same thing, and that's getting you from point A to point B, hopefully safely, and you're going to get to where you need to go. The same is true for solar panels. They are going to get you what you need, and that's energy. Solar energy that comes from the sun. So if you want premium, you're going to pay the premium price. If you don't care and you don't want to pay premium, you are going to go with the regular solar panels, tier 1 solar panels. If you want to offset degradation, that really it's like 5 to 7% degradation difference at the end of the 25 years. The way that we combat that is we just add one more solar panel. So keep that in mind. So that's how we in the solar, at least me as a solar advisor consultant, that's how I handle that. I have 2 solar systems on my house. One is with Hanwha 285 watt panels. The other one is Tesla 425 watt panels. The difference is that Hanwha, we have 8 solar panels, 285 watt. It's a much smaller system. The Teslas, we have 9 solar panels at 425. It's a much larger system. The difference, you might be driving down the street and you might see your neighbor. You might see them with 10 solar panels on the front of the house, and you don't see the ones on the back. Or maybe they don't have ones on the back because the back side of their house is north facing. We live kind of northeast, southwest facing, and people don't see our solar panels. So they're like, "What's up, Jamie? How come you don't have solar panels?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're on the back of the house because that's where the sun is going to make the most energy, where the panels are located on the back of our roof." But the point is you don't know the wattage of solar panels that your neighbor might have. They might be 265 watt panels, or they might be 400 watt panels. The difference is the wattage. The higher wattage panel that you have, the less solar panels that you would need to accomplish the output of kilowatt hours or the output of energy that system is designed to generate. So if you get lower wattage panels like 285 or 325 or 340 watt panels, it's going to take more of those panels than the higher wattage to generate the same amount of energy. I really hope that makes sense. But please don't go around your neighborhood and going, well, they have 10 solar panels and they have 16, and why do I need 20? Everyone uses different amounts of energy. Everyone has different wattage solar panels. Some people don't want 100% offset. Some people want 150% offset because they're planning on that hot tub that they don't have yet. It's irrelevant. What is relevant is your particular home, and that's why we have that discovery call at the very, very beginning. And that's why we go over your solar design and your proposal so that you are comfortable with what you're presented and moving forward. So that's the part on solar panels. Now I want to talk about inverters. There are 2 different kinds of inverters. There are string inverters. I don't want to say like the old-fashioned string inverters, but they're central inverters. I'll say that. There are central inverters that are all use power optimizers. This inverter system is a DC system, a direct current system, and the solar panels are going to generate energy, and the power optimizers work similarly to what I'm going to explain next, which is microinverters. But these power optimizers are helpful if there's any shading during the day. It's going to make the solar system work more efficiently for you. But all of these power optimizers send the DC energy to a central inverter, and that central inverter is what converts the DC energy into AC, so direct current into alternating current. Our houses use alternating current, and so it's important for that energy to be inverted and converted into alternating current that we can use in our home. So it'll feed the main service panel and it'll go throughout the house. Microinverters are a little bit different. The microinverters are like the power optimizers. They're underneath each individual solar panel, but they convert all the energy from that solar panel directly at that panel location. They're independent of one another, so if one microinverter goes out, it will not affect the rest of the system. The energy is converted DC to AC immediately at the solar panel location. It runs to a combiner box, and the combiner box is tied into the main service panel, so it's an AC system. If a power optimizer goes out in a home with a central inverter, it's going to reduce the production of the entire solar system. And if that happens, you're going to see a drop in solar production, and oftentimes either that will need to be replaced, or if you see in your monitoring no production whatsoever, there's something that might be wrong with the central inverter, which would then need to be replaced. If the central inverter goes out or something happens with it, the entire solar system is not going to be operational until that central inverter is replaced. With the microinverters, there is no central inverter. If one microinverter goes out, the rest of the system is going to be okay. It's going to continue producing. Here are the differences with warranties. The microinverters are oftentimes backed by a 25-year warranty for those microinverters. The central inverter typically has a 12-year warranty, but you can also add in an extended warranty. If you have a company that has a production guarantee, they're factoring in and knowing that if you have a central inverter, it is likely that when that inverter dies out, which it will around year 12, 13, you're going to call up the installer and they're going to come out and replace it for you. So that you just need to know that if you go solar with an installer that doesn't offer extended warranties and only puts in central inverters, and that central inverter dies or just stops working altogether, anticipate there will be added cost to that for you to get that fixed. And you will know if you see a true up, or if you're monitoring your system, you will see that the system is down. So that is the difference between microinverters and central inverters, and also the differences between all the different solar panels. So I hope that this video was very helpful for you to understand. Solar panels are solar panels, and in today's market, most of them are going to be tier 1 monocrystalline solar panels. Some are still polycrystalline, and I will let you go and Google that, the difference between polycrystalline and mono. It's all how the panels are made, the cells in the panels are made. They're very, very durable and withstand hail, snow, wind, rain, all of those things. They might not withstand a hurricane, just FYI, depending on the way the winds pick up. And I guess the hurricane would be more or less the mounting brackets. I think most of them are able to withstand up to 110 mile per hour winds. And so just know that as well. And if you do live in a hurricane prone area, consider getting a very low profile mounting. So don't let them raise it up like this much, like this much, because you don't want the solar panels to act like a sail and rip off your roof in the event of a hurricane. So those are rare, but it can happen. And so I just want to advise you of what to do in that situation if you live in a hurricane prone area. So I hope this was helpful, learning about solar panels, learning about solar offset, and learning about the different inverters that can be used to take the solar energy that's generated and turn it into usable energy in your home. All right, thanks guys.